it's such a beautiful day today. I think I'm going to go for a ride. I'm going to show some of the things around my area. Really, it's the most beautiful part there is of Illinois. Well, the first thing we're going to go take a look at, besides my front lawn here, is the old Army Depot. There's a place over there that's kind of neat to look. So saddle up and here we go. Probably should have brought another battery for this GoPro, but we'll see how long it lasts. Alright, this here is the entrance for the Savannah Army Depot, which is no longer an Army Depot. This was built around I think 1916, 17, 18, somewhere in that area, and it was built to provide a training base and ammunition storage and manufacturing during World War I. During World War II, it was used again for storage, and after the war, up until, I'm not sure what time they closed it down, probably in the 90s, maybe the 80s. It was used mostly for storage and a little bit of training. There's officers' quarters here, there's quarters for the enlisted men. They even had an officers' club where people could hang out. All of that's pretty much closed down now. Some of the enlisted quarters are still being used by a couple of businesses, and some of the training rooms were used by other companies. I worked for one of them for a while. They were going to try and set up the ammo bunkers as storage facilities for data, and they spent a whole bunch of money on that and then went broke. So I got to work there for a while, after I retired from AT&T. These are some of the things. These were different buildings that they used. Over there you can see warehouses, some kind of a garage here. They had their own fire department. This building here on the right used to be the commissary, the little grocery store, so to speak. And over there was more warehousing. This building on the right was their own fire department. It's been taken over by the local city here now. And up ahead, up at the top of the hill, is Building 1, which was the Army Headquarters building. It still has some things in it. As a matter of fact, there's telephone equipment in there. And my home DSL comes from this site. On the left over here, there was a clinic, doctors and so on. Parade ground here. And these were the buildings that the company that I worked for took over. I see it's kind of gone to pot now. Trees down. Looks like somebody's still mowing it, but not often. Little shelter there. Building on the left was the officers' club, right here. And then these buildings here were for officers, and then the commanding officer had a really nice place up here, like 5 fireplaces and all kinds of stuff. So that's the Army Headquarters building. Looks like they're doing a little work on the fascia there. Got a frog in my throat. On the left up here is housing, apartment buildings for enlisted. There's some duplexes down there. If they haven't torn them down, looks like they have torn them down. And this is DNR, Department of Natural Resources. This is their new building. There's a walking path in there, maybe bicycles. Up ahead is a private enterprise. So, grain storage. We're going to take a trip out to a lookout point, observation deck. It's 3 miles out. And it's right on the Mississippi. This whole base was built on the Mississippi, and there used to be docks where they could bring in barges and offload or onload the ammunition that they had here. At one time they actually housed atomic weapons out here. Of course, that's long gone. Building coming up on the right was the power plant that provided the power for the whole base. I think that's been purchased by some other entity. There's a outfit in here that does railway car rebuilding, cleaning and rebuilding. I think it's mostly tank cars that they work on. You can start to see the Mississippi over there. It looks like somebody has redone the blacktop out here. It's all nice and smooth because it was kind of falling into disrepair. I believe the DNR must have done this. Last summer, there was a company that came out here to do cleanup of some of the land because a lot of it was contaminated due to the chemicals they used to clean shell casings and some of the stuff they cleaned up. The lookout point is just up the road a little ways, almost there. More buildings off to the right. My dad used to work in one of these buildings. He was cleaning shell casings. Actually, probably, I'll bet 50 to 60% of the people around here that lived around here back in the 50s and 60s worked at this place. It was the major employer in the area. Wow, they even blacktopped the road in there. Got parking spots. We'll go out and take a look. With my smaller bikes, I'd just drive out on the lookout look, but I won't do that this time. Okay, we're out here. We're going to take a little walk out to the lookout point, snap some pictures. I might even take some pictures of the of these. So you can read them. Looks like somebody needs to do some weeds out here. It's nice that they did this. The area beyond this sign is closed. In other words, you can't go down to the beach. And there it is. Looks like there's a beach over there. That's the mighty Mississippi. See, and everybody thinks that Illinois is nothing but corn and beans like Iowa. Even Iowa's got some nice places. Last time I was over here, this road that I'm thinking about taking was closed. I don't know if it still is or not. I think we can go there. Oh. Mother Nature is taking this road back. There's a couple of buildings off to the left here that I think were places where they cleaned ammunition shells and stuff for reuse. Now this road looks like it's used almost, so used to be considerably wider because I think there was parking along here for the people that worked out here. I don't see any cop cars chasing me yet, so I guess I'm okay. Almost to the end of it. Hopefully it's not blocked off there. No, no gates or anything. Big hole right there. What you see down here is a bunch of warehouses. We'll see if we can't get down there. There's a couple of the big buildings over there that I think they cleaned ammo in. Now if you go back through this gate, you get back to the bunkers there, which are cement things that are covered with sod, so you can't see them from the air. When I worked at this company up here, we used to go back in there. We had a couple of them that we were doing some work on. We built a computer floor in it and put in 3 different power sources, and so that you could always be online. These warehouses are taken by a company I think called 3PL. I'm not sure what that stands for. But these were all full of Army stuff at one time or another. I guess we'll go on down. They put in new driveways to them, so you don't have to unload at the dock. You can just pull your truck right in there, I think. Bunch of tank cars there. Midwest 3PL, that's it. I don't know what their customers' base is, but they've got a lot of warehouse space here that they took over, probably fairly cheaply. I think this big green building ahead belongs to the railroad company that refurbishes railroad cars, but I'm not positive of that. There used to be another building here. Little loose gravel there. And then this road goes on back to where we started. And it's just a straight shot. Yeah, those are the railroad cars that the company cleans. The tank cars. I don't know if these are ones that have been cleaned or if they're waiting to be cleaned. Up ahead is the water tower that provided water for all of the facilities on the base. I think it's still active. I think there's a Wi-Fi company that maybe has an antenna on top of it now. I'm not sure of that. The place where I went to school for the first 8 years is right to the left if you go all the way over to where that farm is, if you can see it. There's a little one-room schoolhouse there. So we're coming to the end of these warehouses. I want to hold this guy up. Looks like he wants to go fast. Well, we'll kick it up to 45. Back when I was trying to lose weight, I rode my bicycle on this path. Pretty much the same as what we've done here. It's about 14 miles round trip to home. All the way out to the lookout place and then back home again. I think this is for the headquarters for the Midwest 3PL. I'm gonna wave this truck around me that's behind me. So I can go a little slower. Back here, there's what they call the LRA, which is local something or other association. They're the people that try to rent out the land here and so on. think they were thinking of putting in a museum there, but I don't think it worked out very well. Let's go over here and take a look at these different things. Well, that's one little piece of my corner of the world. Something we grew up with. There was one little story I forgot to tell you. And in the, I think it was late 40s, I'm not sure of the date, one of those igloo bunkers out there blew up. And when it blew up, it shattered windows as far away as 5 to 10 miles. So it was pretty exciting. I remember it because we're really close to it. I was just a little fella, maybe 5, 6 years old, and it rattled the windows here at the house. But we have a bunch of trees in front of us or between us where the explosion was, and I suspect that helped dampen the shock somewhat. People who lived along the river, the shock wave followed the river right along. There's 2 rivers, one of them's the Apple River and the other one, of course, is the Mississippi. But it must have been an exciting time. All I remember is just the windows shaking and the adults running around the house wondering what in the heck had gone on. So we'll end it here for now. I'll post this one up in my Horizon 77 YouTube, and next time I'll take you down to another of our attractions out here, the Palisades State Park, and we'll go look over some of the it sits up on a bluff, and there are several lookout points that look out on the Mississippi, so we'll get some pictures taken of that and have another good day. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, why, go ahead and subscribe. I'll try to put some more stuff up as things happen. I'm considering a trip down to Atlanta and Richmond, and just because mainly that I've never been to Georgia, and I'd like to check that off my list. I only got about 3 other states that I need to go to. So anyway, it's been a great day, and please subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Thank you.